Angry guy here. And women only want men for money and trade sex for it. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this video.
How you feel about sex on the first night?
Sex on the first night is great. It means that connection was so pure and like it was so like meant to be, and like it actually means that like everything that you've been going through is absolutely okay.
So why aren't you with any of the guys you slept with on the first night?
What are you trying to say?
Exactly what I asked.
What do you mean?
If it's meant to be, why aren't y'all together?
Who?
You and the guys who you've done it with on the first night.
We are together. We still fuck. They pay for my stuff. They fly me out, and they want to marry me. Like everybody want to marry me, and they're all like, "All right, when I get 26, I'm gonna have this much money, and I'm gonna ask her to marry me."
They
You know
multiple?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to multiple guys at once, and they're all the same.
Okay.
Aha, they're all the same. I know how to play a nigga real good. You know, this comment since my daddy was a player, my mama was a player. That's point blank.
So you're just out here playing, guys.
I love to play. You know what I mean? Cats play. We love to play.
And then, guys, this is going to be the same girl that's going to be crying and weeping on social media when she's 30, 35 years old, saying that she got played by dudes and you can't trust any of these dudes out here on the street because all dudes are the same. Guys, women only want men for money, and they will trade intimacy for the money. Let me make this really clear. Women don't want you to know this. They don't want you to see this. They hate when guys see these videos. They hate when men realize what women are really thinking, how women really feel, how their minds really work. This girl is just being honest and her purest and truest self. Okay? There's, in other societies, women may be more conditioned to avoid the streets, but you have to understand that the streets are always going to be calling. It is a part of female nature. Polygamy is a part of human nature. Men and women are not designed to be monogamous. They are conditioned by society to be monogamous. How can I prove this? The very moment that women were given the right, are given some level of autonomy to choose who they wanted to choose, even before feminism completely took hold of society. Let's go back to the 1960s, all right? Because second wave feminism came in the 1970s. Let's go back to the 1960s. They were going through a period of free love because women had become more liberated. They could go out into the workforce. They could go and get an education. They had autonomy. And the moment they were giving autonomy, they became polygamous. And this is during an era where traditionalism was still something that was a thing. I want y'all to wake up. And when it comes to men were conditioned to believe that they are entitled to a relationship. They are entitled to a woman, and all they have to do to get this is go out, be a provider, be a protector, and they're entitled. And they're absolutely not. You are not entitled to anything in your life. And as men, we have to learn that. Most men learn it the hard way, but some men don't learn it at all. The guy who gets the girl is not the guy who does the most for the girl. It's not the guy who shows that he's the best provider and protector. It's the guy that who gets her, who she actually desires, is the guy who does not pay much attention to her, the guy who ignores her, the guy who doesn't give her all these gifts and all this other stuff. That's because you know why? That guy, he doesn't have a scarcity mentality. He has a plentiful mentality. He has a surplus mentality. All right? Because most men are running around saying that, oh, I need to find the one. So they're settling and limiting themselves to only one woman. And that creates a scarcity mentality because now they're looking for one woman to be in a relationship with. So they start talking to one girl, and then they focus all their attention on trying to court that one girl and message that one girl. Do you know what that girl is doing? She's talking to 10 different dudes at the same time, and that's in a slow week. That's a slow week. Very, very slow week. 10 dudes at once, that's slow for her. That's a low number. And here he is focusing his attention on just one woman. As you can see from that video, guys are going to turn around and say, no, Angry, this is just a person who is very damaged. And no, bro, you need to stop with that. This is female nature at its complete and utter core. And if you can't realize this, if you can't wake up, there's some of you that are on your second marriages, man. And you didn't learn. Some of you don't learn until after the second divorce. You lost half in the first marriage. You lost everything after the second marriage. And it took homelessness, hunger, the family court system, the criminal court system, treating you like you were not even a person until you finally learned your lesson and came to understand female nature. You're the same guys that were going around and saying that, oh, you just chose the wrong woman. Until you learn for yourself, that's not the case. Wait, no, I chose very carefully. I chose a woman who was in the church. I chose a woman who was godly, and she had never been in a relationship. She had a 0 body count. And you'll say, and it's only when you finally experience it a second time, and you've lost everything now, that you finally learn your lesson, and you finally admit that there was nothing else you could have done other than being consciously aware of female nature and the way that women think and the things that they actually want. There's no man who should be getting married right now anywhere in the world. When you go to the Philippines, you don't have to get married. You should not be getting married. But you want to go and do that? That's on you. Right now, they're actually cooking up a new divorce law in the Philippines that would result in equal division of property. So you go to the Philippines, you marry a Filipina, and guess what? This divorce law goes into effect. To my understanding, it's retroactive, which basically means that everyone who is currently married in the Philippines to a Filipina can now lose half their stuff to her. In Thailand, they're beginning to tax foreigners. If you stay in the country for more than 180 days, you will now have to pay taxes on any property or assets that you have outside of the Philippines, of Thailand. Y'all need to understand. And there's some guys that they go over there, they get married, they lay down roots. They don't realize this is not your country. And then they pull the rug from under your feet. You need to wake up and realize that as men, the entire world is against us. From the moment you were born, you are fighting for your survival. And until the last days of your existence, you will have to keep fighting, but realize what the world actually is like. What women are actually like, what women actually want. You have to wake up to it. The guys that are dealing with this woman, they know what they're getting. She knows what she's getting. But let me just make it very clear. I wouldn't be out here doing this type of thing. I wouldn't be giving her a dime. Are you kidding me? I would not give her a dime. I would not spend any money on her. And I would get it completely for free. And you know how I would do this? Well, she's already told me what's going on. Because she's out here running around with this dude, that dude, that dude. So she's going through multiple different dudes at the same time. So how would I deal with her? I would hit her up. I might even say hi, like, hi. That's my text message to her. Hi. And from there, I'm gonna leave it. Or what are you? A better text message is really, what are you up to? Because that conveys that you have something to do, right? And that you want to do something with her. When she responds to you, don't respond to her at all. Don't forget that she's running around with all these different dudes. So she has all these different options. This is and she's getting value from all these different guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to be different. You're not going to text her back at all. You're going to read her text message, and then you're going to act like you never saw it. And then you can text her back maybe even a couple of days later. Couple of days later, week later, couple of weeks later. Yeah, I'm serious. Trust in the process. And then after that, reestablish conversation with her. And then you will see that chances are she'll begin to text back even faster. And at that point, you just tell her straight up, come over. You even have to tell her why. She knows why. Straight up tell her, come over to my place. She knows exactly why you're telling her that. And because you're different than the other guys that are all trying to like court her, nope. She'll come right over, get down to business. If you guys want to hack how to escalate very quickly, this is a hard one for a lot of guys to believe. Stop self-pleasuring. Cut out the self-pleasuring entirely. You want to work out, lose weight, get in shape. Be careful with exercise. You want to exercise, you want to be healthy, but you don't want to exercise so much that you can no longer physically perform. Because a lot of guys do this. The point of exercise is to be fit. The point of the point of exercise is not to allow it to dominate your life and completely suck everything out of you to the point where you can't even get it. You can't even, get it. You can't do it anymore. You can't be intimate anymore because it happens. It does happen. I have been through it, and you will go through it. You cannot exert your body to a point where you basically your body ends up shutting off your desire, because if you're pushing your body too hard, it's conveying to your body that, and your brain is telling your brain that you're currently in a battle. It's basically saying to your body, I'm currently in a battle. I'm in a battle right now. I don't have time for this. I don't have time. I don't have time to slow down and calm down and to be intimate with someone. This is basically do or expire. Do or be deleted. So you have to have balance with fitness, and that's a tip that people don't give you, because we're going too hard. Going too hard can have serious ramifications. You have to have balance when it comes to fitness. You have to have balance. And if you're going too hard, sometimes you won't even get the results that you're looking for. All right. You have to be smart, work out smart. It's not about working out hard. It's about working out smart. Know what you're doing, study, learn, and know what your goals are. What kind of body are you looking for? Because there's a lot of dudes who go hard and they're never going to get the bodies they're looking for because they're not working the muscle groups that they want, that they want to gain results in. You're never going to get abs unless you learn how to work your abdominal muscles, right? You're not going to get the arms unless you learn how to work the triceps and the biceps, all different muscle groups. You're not going to get that. So you have to know what you're doing. But yeah, getting back to the chick. Wait, hit her up after a few weeks. Tell her straight up, come over. If she says, who's this? Say your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Then she laughs. Then don't respond after that. Like if she doesn't respond back and say, okay, blah, 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 then completely don't even think about it. You asked her once, don't follow it up like, hey, are you coming? She heard you the first time. What she's doing is thinking about it. If you ask her a second time, now she's going to, she could have even made up her mind that she was going, and she could even be getting ready. But because you asked her a second time, now she's like, nope, he's needy. He's desperate. When you don't ask a second time, what that conveys to her is that you could be moving on to the very next girl right now. You could be texting another girl right now. And that sends her into overdrive. And when you stop pleasuring yourself, when you stop touching yourself, what that does, this is how you can escalate fast, really fast. And you balance your fitness, balance it so that you're not constantly exhausted, balance everything, maintain a balance. Your natural urges will kick in as a man. And the moment that she steps foot in there, you will escalate. Okay? She knows why she's there. You know why she's there. You will escalate because your body is in starvation mode. Your mind is like, okay, this is like steak. I need to eat. I'm starving right now. All right? And that's the best way to act. And that's how you'll perform. That's how you'll end up performing well. Okay? And I'll be very clear. If you like, go in and like the first time you end up going really quickly, don't worry about it. Just tell her that you were charging it up. You're just charging up. And the second time around, you'll last a lot longer. These are tips that your father should have told you, but he was a simp. He was a simp. Okay? Never forget that she only wants you for your money, and she's trading intimacy for that money. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications to never miss another video again, and like the video because it tells YouTube you're enjoying the content and you want to see more of it, so YouTube will show you more of it. What do you guys think about what I've said here, and do you agree with all the points I've made? I want to know your thoughts, but let's talk about them in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.